Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Dragonite2427 here. So, originally, I'm recording this after I made the first video, but I was only going to react to Upper Echelon's video, and then I seen that Inkslasher made a response video to EvenBadWolvesGaming, so it was only going to be one video, so I took a look, like kind of like a mini look at his video to see if it was even worth looking at, and it did look like it was some decent info, so I'll take a look at that in this video, so it'll be two reactions instead of just one. But in my opinion, this whole mess could have completely been avoided if he had just owned up to it and took an accountability. And you'll see what I mean as the video goes on. But I'm going to just kind of let Upper Echelon discuss what he found. And I'll try to like add some stuff into it. And I'll react to Inkslasher's video. And I'll give you my honest thoughts. But yeah. Alright boys, we're going to be reacting to Upper Echelon's video here on Inkslasher. And EvenBadWolvesGaming. Honestly, this whole thing is just kind of a big old mess to begin with, because Inkslasher is just deleting his content and deleting comments, so he's just kind of covering up everything that he's done. And the community, for the most part, they're kind of like backtracking and making sure that he didn't steal other people's content. Obviously, he's a pretty big YouTuber, so he's got quite a big following. There are people defending him, but for the most part, there are a decent amount of people that are calling him out on it. But yeah, so we're gonna take a look at what Upper Echelon has to say, and I'll offer some insights where I can. And I'll try to give him credit too. I'm going to leave a link to his channel in this video in the description, and I'll try to do the same thing to EvenBadWolvesGaming, where she has her big video on Inkslasher.
Content theft on YouTube is an omnipresent problem. Much like any other type of issue, it's also a spectrum with varying degrees of severity. But the general premise of improper citation, or just typical plagiarism, is an issue that a lot of YouTubers, writers, artists, and other creatives have been facing since the dawn of the internet. On the one hand, drawing inspiration is a very real thing. Watching something and being inspired or motivated to talk about it for yourself is completely fine, and it happens all the time.
So it's one thing to basically take a piece of work and transform it and like talk about it, right? You know how many people do like the movie reviews or something like, or stuff like that. That's one thing. Now, it's a completely different thing to take an entire piece of work and just one-to-one rip it and upload it as if it was your own, which is, as you can see, or you will see, that's what Inkslasher did, where he took EvenBadWolves' Dying Light video, and he didn't just steal the gameplay. Keep in mind, a lot of people don't understand what he did. Some people think he just like took like a couple clips here and there and used it as his own. That's not what happened. He took a vast majority of her video and uploaded it as his own, and he took some of the script too.
But there's a very clear difference between watching something or reading something and being inspired by that content versus downloading the content itself and then repurposing that material as if it were your own.
Which is what he did.
That's what we're talking about today. Downloading content, pretending it's yours, and then dodging accountability afterward, but more so than a specific focus on a particular recent example, which I will go over at the beginning.
So before he goes into this, I'm just going to quickly point out, so I saw Inkslasher's video before he deleted it, so a lot of people don't know just to the extent of how much was stolen. I have a pretty good idea, because even though I didn't watch the whole video, I did see it when it was uploaded originally back in the day. It was like, I think it was like 3 months ago, around when it was uploaded, but you can't see his video anymore because he deleted it. So the only video evidence that we have left is from EvenBadWolvesGaming channel, where she has a couple snippets of what he stole. But he definitely stole more than what was shown, I'll tell you that.
I also want to use it as a sort of jumping off point to talk about why this problem is only going to get worse, because the creative tools that we now have, and to be clear, I'm using those words very loosely right now, they're not so much creative tools as they are plagiarism tools. The plagiarism tools that we now have on a commercialized level, widely available, almost directly incentivize the path of least resistance, which is taking something that already exists, feeding it into a program, and then publishing what comes out the other end as if it's your own and as if it's unique to you. Here we go. This is Inkslasher, notable Call of Duty YouTuber.
And he's not a small YouTuber either. He's pretty big. As you can see, he has, I think he just has shy of 1 million subs, so he's been around the platform for a while. I think he's been making content since, I think Modern Warfare 3, like back in 2011 or so. So he's not like a new guy or somebody who wouldn't understand this sort of problem. Like he should know better. He's been around the platform for like 10 years or so.
well over 1 million subscribers with frequent gaming uploads. And this is EvenBadWolvesGaming, relatively speaking.
And as you can see, like if you look at her subs, she's got 15K subs. So for someone like her, if somebody steals your content, where let's say I have let's say I have 400 subs right now, because that's what I have, right? If I make a video that's pretty big, right, and it starts trending like crazy, and then someone like Inkslasher, who has 1 million subs, just steals the video, that whenever he uploads that video, that's just gonna cannibalize my views entirely. That'll just like steal all the work I did on that, and he'll probably like get double the views that I would have ever gotten, because he's just a bigger YouTuber, you know? So it really does make a difference that it's a bigger fish trying to steal from a smaller fish sort of scenario, you know?
An extremely small channel with much fewer content uploads, typically focusing on long-form lore exposition-style essays with highly edited and scripted material. Even Bad Wolves, a few months ago, released an in-depth video about the Dying Light franchise, which notably took her an incredible amount of time to actually make.
Yes, a lot of people don't understand this either. So from what I have heard, Dying Light is one of those games where I think they have like multiple endings. So you can't save, like make a bunch of save files for this game. So if you want to get like all the cutscenes and stuff like that, you have to do multiple playthroughs, which is what Even Bad Wolves did. She's one of those people that does like the all cutscenes, all data, all basically 100%, right? So it would take her a long time to get everything, because she would have to replay the game more than once, and then not to mention the editing and all that sort of stuff. That would probably take you like a month to do, because that's how long it took me for Mortal Kombat 1 to get that T1000 guide out. So I can only imagine how long it would actually take to put something like this out, you know?
The thing about Dying Light is that you can't make a save game file right before specific choices,
Yeah,
which means that she effectively had to replay the entire game multiple times in order to gather the necessary footage of different endings with the choices to get there, and then compose all of that footage into a 2-hour-long video experience. Well, Inkslasher, recognizing that this was a high-quality upload, instead of deciding to give her any actual shred of credit, seeing as his channel is about 100 times the size, and it would have been a tremendous boost for her if he had simply shut.
So you're already seeing the similarities. And for cutscenes and stuff like that, it's not a big deal for cutscenes, because, you know, cutscene is just a cutscene. You can, like, anybody can do that, right? It's not like you're actively playing the cutscene, right? So nobody's arguing that he stole cutscenes. We're talking about gameplay and scripts.
Her out, decided to take that video, rip out roughly 30 minutes of it, overlay his own commentary on top, the same general things, by the way, just a truncated version with different verbiage, and then upload that content to his channel as if it were his own.
So you heard him say 30 minutes. So from what I remember watching before he deleted it, I think it was a little more than that, but that sounds about right. A lot of people are saying that a lot of people think that he only stole like 8 or 4 minutes of content where it would be fair use, but no, he didn't. He stole way more than that, and he didn't just steal her content. He stole another YouTuber's gameplay in that same video, and I don't know if he's gonna talk about it in this video, but I'll click play and see if he talks about it.
Now, I do think it's important to fully understand the severity of what happened, because it wasn't just her content, although it was certainly the vast majority. It was also a mix of other Dying Light cutscenes, which may seem fine. Video game cutscenes are used by practically everyone all the time. There's no issue with that. But these cutscenes were taken from a channel called Gamer's Little Playground. To such an
Oh, okay. I did not know this. So I had heard that he stole content from another smaller YouTuber around the same size as her, but Gamer's Little Playground is not a small YouTuber. This dude, I think, has like 1 million subs, just like he does, actually. And Gamer's Little Playground, for those of you guys who don't know, he's a YouTuber that he shows all the cutscenes in the game. You know, so Black Ops 7, all cutscenes. Mortal Kombat 1, all story cutscenes. He's that type of guy. So he doesn't do commentary. He just shows you the cutscenes. That's it, like the whole story. That's what he specializes in. So he's not a small guy. He's been around for a while.
Degree that the actual channel logo and subscribe animations were still present in the final upload.
No way. I did not know that. So he left Gamer's Little Playground's channel logo and the subscribe animation in the video. I'm assuming he didn't look through that video, because that's kind of hard to miss. See, because it's like 5 seconds long, that animation. So I'm assuming that Inkslasher maybe isn't like reviewing his videos when he's editing them or something like that. He's just straight up uploading them.
So I'm writing an essay on cats in art history. I'm an art history major, and this...
Just in case that's not super clear to people that don't frequently visit YouTube or understand how it works, this YouTuber with well over 1 million subscribers was so lazy when scraping and reusing other YouTubers' footage. He didn't even bother to find a clean version of the cutscene he wanted to use, literally having someone else's entire logo and animation pop up in the corner. That is...
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. This man literally just went to YouTube and typed in Dying Light cutscenes and then just randomly clicked the first video that pulled up and then just ripped the video. That's what he did. He didn't even bother looking to see who he was stealing content from. He just did it.
Wild. Because you can get a high-resolution, clean version of these cutscenes in seconds with a Google search. This isn't just cutting corners. It's like the laziest and sloppiest you could possibly be while trying to pump out content without making hardly any of it for your...
And listen, I know not every game does this, but some games, they have a feature where you can like look back at the cutscenes that you've unlocked. I don't know if Dying Light has this, but if you have a game that does that, it would just be way easier to just do that because you're getting like the original high resolution video format instead of like some random dude's video, you know, where you had to like adhere to whatever the YouTube resolution is, be it 1080 or 1440p, and with like a lower bit rate.
I don't see any possible version of this on a personal level where the plagiarism was anything other than willfully malicious. This is my opinion right now, a personal opinion, but when you scrape a video from YouTube and then use the footage yourself, it is a very, very deliberate thing.
Yeah, you can't argue that it's accidental, because that's what a lot of people are saying, that it's accidental plagiarism. He didn't know what he was doing. But how do you accidentally steal 38 minutes like worth of content, including the script, and then you do it from Gamer's Little Playground 2, where you just like accidentally steal his video? That makes no sense to me.
Myself scraped the video from EvenBadWolves, and I'm using it in the background right now, as you can see. So I can tell you with definitive certainty, it doesn't happen by accident.
And by the way, check out her video too, because she'll probably go way more in depth than what I'm going to. But yeah.
Yet, when briefly responding to all of this in the live stream, Inkslasher merely said this.
Where's my Dying Light video? Yeah, I had to take it down. I used gameplay from someone else's gameplay, and they were not happy about it, so...
Not happy about it. That's kind of an understatement. But I was actually part of that live stream. People were calling him out in that live stream, so I don't know if he's gonna talk about it, but I was part of that live stream. The chat... So whenever the stream started, a lot of the chat was just flooding him with questions about plagiarism and stuff like that, and for a good chunk of that first part of the stream, he was just ignoring it. And it wasn't until this part in the stream, which is the first mission in the campaign, so it's pretty early on in the stream, where he just kind of like briefly addresses it, and then after that, he just goes back to ignoring it, and he even starts deleting comments on the stream. And he's doing that on YouTube too. A lot of people are getting some of their comments deleted that are bringing it up.
Took it down for them.
Keep moving.
Even though YouTube said it was fine.
I mean, just because YouTube says it's fine, like, YouTube can be wrong, you know? You shouldn't, like, put all your faith in one basket, you know?
For starters, YouTube isn't the arbiter of what is or is not copyright theft or plagiarism. They're actually not allowed to weigh in on those issues or take sides.
No, they used to be, though, back in the day. So, I know a lot of people are way too young to remember this, but back in the day when YouTube was fairly new, you actually used to not be able to post gameplay videos of any video games whatsoever, because if you did, most companies would just strike your video down under copyright, because they would basically argue that you didn't have the rights to distribute media like that without their permission. So back in the day, it was really tricky to get gameplay videos going, and not every company would strike you down. It was just kind of whoever felt like it. And the way people got around it was with companies like Machinima, right? You would sign a contract with them, and then they had people inside the gaming industry that would like whitelist you, and it was like some shady business. And we all know how Machinima went, so they were just a shady company to begin with. So that's what ended up happening at the beginning, and then it wasn't until later on, I think there was like a lawsuit in 2012. I may be wrong, but there was like a lawsuit, and I can't remember who was suing. But it basically got ruled over that when you're playing a game and you're streaming it, right, it's fair use. So if I would go and play, I don't know, Mario Kart, right, I'm within full grounds to do so because it's fair use, since I'm not just like changing code or doing anything malicious like that. And most companies figured out that having other people play your game is just free advertising, so it's a win-win for them anyway. So that's why it's like that now. But YouTube doesn't get involved in like copyright matters anymore. All they really do is if like a court tells them, hey, take down this video, or hey, this video is fair use, put it up, they'll do it. Like they'll obey the courts, but they are not the judge, just to put that into perspective.
Explicitly denied from doing so. Section 230, safe harbor protections, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
If they get a legally binding dispute, however, they have to take action. That's like the only requirement. So the idea that YouTube
they aren't the judges. They just do what they're told by the law.
Was fine with it means less than nothing. But even more importantly, when EvenBadWolves filed a claim, Inkslasher disputed that claim. This is honestly incredible.
Which is pretty crazy to me, because if it was accidental plagiarism, you would think that he'd be like, oh crap, my bad, I'll take down the video. But he actually counterclaimed it. So for those of you guys who don't know how the copyright system works, if somebody finds, or let's say you find somebody stole your video, right? You can submit a copyright strike or a copyright claim to them. If you copyright claim somebody, the video is still up on their channel, but you make 100% of the revenue from it. If you copyright strike somebody's channel or their video, you're basically telling them, hey, you stole my content, take it down. And when they receive that copyright strike, they have two options. They can either A, take down the video as requested, or B, submit a counterclaim to the strike. And what ends up happening there, if somebody submits a counterclaim to the strike, the video gets put in like purgatory almost, where I'm not sure how it fully works, because it's weird. Sometimes it gets taken down for 10 days and sometimes it gets left as is for 10 days. But what's supposed to happen, I'm pretty sure, is that the video will get like delisted, but it's still on the server for 10 days and it gets put on that countdown. What the person who originally filed that copyright strike then has to do is they have 10 days to file a lawsuit against that person and show like paperwork evidence and submit that to YouTube to like proof that they sued them. And if they don't do that by the end of 10 days, the copyright strikes automatically get like withdrawn and the video gets reinstated. And if they do show proof that they sued that person, then the video still gets delisted until whatever happens with the case.
To me, because the system of claim, dispute, and then lawsuit, a forced lawsuit, that's your only response if they deny your claim, is there to protect against bad actors who are abusing the copyright system, filing notices that have no merit, right? Spurious DMCA claims or copyright claims that are trying to like silence people or shut things down, or like music firms that there's 4 seconds of a song and it's clearly fair use and they're just trying to take something down, right? The whole system is much better now than it ever used to be, and it's designed to protect individual creators. So the fact that someone who so clearly, so obviously...
The system isn't perfect, though, I'll tell you that. There are still people that are going around stealing content maliciously, or there are other people that are trying to abuse the copyright system, because the system on YouTube it's like okay, but it's not that good. So there are people that are able to abuse it and submit like false copyright takedowns on other people that they don't like.
Did take the content would dispute a claim by a channel so much smaller than them, in my view, indicates malice. In my opinion, this is someone who knows how difficult it would be for that smaller channel to do anything about this and decided to willfully abuse that fact. However, little did this larger YouTuber know, but EvenBadWolves is in fact a lawyer. She practices family law in Australia, I think, and she is now taking legal action, which I fully support, by the way, with a GoFundMe that I'll link down below in the description. But far beyond the surface level, the reason that she's doing this is to make it easier for small channels to defend themselves when this type of thing happens in the future.
And realistically, she's well on her right to do this. I mean, she submitted a strike against him. He counterclaimed it, even though he claims it was accidental plagiarism. That makes no sense. So him submitting that counterclaim, now she really doesn't have she doesn't really have any other choice. If she wants to dispute that, now she has to sue him. Otherwise, the strikes get removed and the video gets reinstated.
And this type of thing happens a lot. Let me show you something. This is the content detection dashboard for my channel on YouTube. I don't remember when precisely I gained access to this. I don't even...
By the way, I'm pretty sure you get access to this because I remember last year... last year is when I gained access to it. I think you get it when you have 300 subs. That's got to be when you get access to it because I didn't have it before that. I got it around the time I was doing the Black Ops 6 streams, which, funnily enough, that's actually when I submitted my first copyright strike against a smaller YouTuber last year, because I had a guy that was with, like, I think 15 subs who just, like, ripped my gameplay and didn't change anything. He just re-uploaded it as if it was his own. And and I could tell it was my gameplay because, so the way I knew about it is the content detection sent me a notification that, like a content ID match or something like that. You get a notification like that. I clicked on the notification and it brought me to his video. I took a quick look at the video and I could tell like it's like a 1-to-1 to my video. There's no changes whatsoever, and every time my character would get a kill on his video, you would see my gamer tag on there. So that's how you know the content creation works.
Use it, by the way.
Or detection,
but at
sorry.
a certain point, maybe a certain size, I honestly don't know the exact threshold. At a certain point,
gotta be
YouTube
300.
channels gain access to this tool, which detects their content across the platform and allows them to file claims or request removals.
And it's not perfect, like I said. The content detection tool, like YouTube is a very, very big platform, you know, so there's no way it can detect everything. So there will be times where you won't get a notification for something, and then sometimes you'll just randomly scroll YouTube and you will see a video that's clearly yours, but the content ID won't detect it. And then there are other times where somebody does do it legit, right? Like it's a fair use video or something like that, and you just randomly get hit with a content ID to a video that's nowhere near your genre of what you're doing.
Funnily enough, most of these videos are gaming cutscenes, which I happened to show in a video or a live stream way back when, and now it seems to think that I somehow own the rights to them. But
Yeah, because YouTube doesn't know that who owns the rights to it. It's not it can't properly match the ownership of who owns the rights to the content in those videos. So because you uploaded the video, it just thinks that by default you own the rights to that video and everything in it.
once in a while, it really is someone just stealing my work, obviously. To be clear, even when that happens, I typically don't do anything about it. My philosophy is that anything I upload is de facto free for anyone if they want to use it. But
That's been my case too. So anybody wanting to use my gameplay on any of my videos is free to do so. Just like give me credit and stuff like that. And like the basic rule I've always said is don't be a dickhead and just upload 1-to-1 my video as if it was your own, you know, just like blatant plagiarism. And for the most part, if it's like a super duper small creator now, I don't really care too much about it because they probably won't get enough views to where it would matter. But if it's around the same size as my channel, then I would care.
the point is that I already have a relatively large presence on the platform. I'm not struggling to get my name out there. When a bigger channel steals the work of a smaller channel, that absolutely sucks for the smaller channel, right? They can
It does. It kills the It absolutely kills the momentum of whatever views you're getting because the way the algorithm works, right? Whenever you upload a video, the most important views that you will need are the ones from the first 24 hours of that upload. Everything after that doesn't really matter because the way the algorithm is set to work, it'll take a look at your first 24-hour views, and based on how well that video performed, it'll either like prioritize it in the algorithm, so people who just use YouTube on the home feed, it'll show up there, or if it tanks, then they will hide the video. It won't be prioritized. So if your video does pretty bad, and like you think it's a hard-working video, right? It's not gonna get as many views as it would have gotten as if it had initially done good, because YouTube is gonna hide it. So if you upload a really good video and then somebody steals it, right? That's gonna really kill your momentum, and that'll really hurt you in the algorithm.
actually get pushed right out of the search results if that happens too often or too much. And they also don't have access to the same kind of tools that we do, which makes it even worse.
Yes, I actually forgot to mention this too. Higher subscriber creators, they don't just have access to the content ID. I believe they have other tools, and they get like I think the people that have like 1 million subs, they have access to people inside YouTube to help them out with like content ID. So for someone like me, all I have is just a content detection tool on YouTube. But someone like Inkslasher, he would have contacts in YouTube that would actually help him out.
When EvenBadWolves decides to bite the bullet, eat the cost, and actually set a legal precedent, I 100% support her in that. And most importantly, I don't think it could possibly come at a better time. See, according to an AI growth agency called Graphite, the amount of AI-generated content on the internet now, when it comes to written articles at least, is eclipsing the actual human material. And one of the reasons why that's happening is because you can take an entire video, or an article, or anything really, and feed it into ChatGPT or some other program, which then generates a facsimile of the original content that can be...
And people have been accusing Inkslasher of this for a while now with his second channel, Ink TV or whatever. Yeah, they've been accusing him that all of his scripts for his videos are AI. Like he just ask ChatGPT to write him a script for a video, and that's what he'll use. That's what people have been accusing him of.
Uploaded and monetized and used to populate channels or websites. I'm not saying that's what Inkslasher did, although it very well could be.
Yeah, it could be. That's what people are accusing him of. I don't know if it's true or not. I haven't really seen any evidence of it. That's just what people are saying, but I'm not going to focus too much on that. I'm more focused on the plagiarism.
Actual errors in his video, which didn't exist in the original, so at the very least it was a lazy, low-quality human rewrite. But that system of scraping, submitting to an AI model, and then re-uploading is getting more and more and more popular right now.
It is, and then with like more tools that are free, you know, like Microsoft Copilot, you got the Google AI, I don't know what that one is called. Like, you're going to be seeing more and more of stuff like that, you know?
It's basically streamlining content theft. Find an original idea, tweak it just enough to where you have plausible deniability, and then re-upload that content to another channel. So when a situation like this happens and the ability to set precedent or create case law examples present themselves, it is a very good thing to have someone willing to fight the battle and able to make a difference. I don't know the extent to which...
It is, and there are very, very rare instances where people fight back against, like, copyright theft and stuff like that. I feel like really old for remembering this, but back in 2015, you guys remember when H3 was counter-suing those guys that were trying to take down his channel for content ID? I can't remember what the ins and outs of it were, but he took him to court, and when he won, that was like a big win for YouTubers, because it basically protected us more against the outside industry that was trying to like content ID all of our stuff.
This particular creator has allegedly stolen content. Obviously, when something like this happens, you have to then immediately question whether or not it's happened before or if it's the only time and how often. But the value of this entire situation has nothing to do with catching one specific large creator who got lazy with the production of one video, and has everything to do with successfully paving the way for other creators who dedicated dozens or hundreds of hours to projects and have that work stolen to do something about it, which is an effort that EvenBadWolvesGaming appears to fully recognize right now. She claims in her video that she's talking to a law firm about streamlining the process, thereby making it easier for others to take action. And that
yeah, supposedly a lawyer, not her, but her lawyer got into contact with Inkslasher, and from what I have heard, he basically tried to give her some hush money to to take down the strikes or something like that. Sounds pretty crazy. I don't know how. I don't really know the ins and outs of all that, but if that's true, that's pretty insane.
Obviously comes with a series of hurdles, different jurisdictions, and all sorts of potential complications. But she's right about the power imbalance on the platform. It's not easy getting started on YouTube, especially when working a separate full-time job or doing content outside mainstream topics. Not everyone is trying.
I mean, not even that. If it's like a job, I mean, just a passion project, you know, like you spent like who knows how long making a 2 hour long video where like you're showing 100% of the game, which that on its own is going to take you a while, you know? You're seeing all of that, just like all of that effort just go away because somebody just ripped your content and then uploaded it as your own, and they were bigger. No credit, no nothing.
Trying to go full-time or even cares about monetization, but there's plenty of people out there that do, as they make a genuine effort to build up their online presence and turn it into a career. There is nothing wrong with using content from separate channels and drawing inspiration from the work of others, as long as you recognize, hey, this person does good work, I learned a lot from them, here's my take on things, but also go support them if you want to, and just backlinking. While making this video,
which he doesn't do.
Right now, I was halfway tempted to scrape a few more of his complex videos and upload them unlisted to my own channel to see if I could then use the...
People are going back to his older videos, like the longer ones where he goes in depth, and they're like basically making sure that those are his videos and not somebody else's. Because now that this happened, like the floodgates are open, you know?
Content detection tool to find out if they were stolen from other small creators. But to be honest, I didn't even really know if that would work. And it also felt like...
And how crazy is it that not even a year ago, we had Mr. Dalek JD getting busted for the exact same thing, where he was stealing content from another YouTuber. I think it was like a zombies video, and people were calling him out content thief, plagiarism, and Mr. Dalek JD folded like pretty much almost immediately. He made an apology video. He took down the other video, and like he never fully recovered from that. He lost a lot of viewers and subscribers from it, and he still hasn't recovered from it. And you would think Inkslasher would know better because they're in the same community. Now, granted, Mr. Dalek JD is part of the zombies community, which is like a subsection part of the COD community, but still, though, you're playing the same game. and that happened a year ago, you would think that you would see that and go, oh, I don't want to repeat that guy's mistake. But no, he's doing the exact same thing.
A little bit over the line, like it may get me into trouble or something, so I didn't do it. But the effort to protect smaller channels from being taken advantage of by those of us who have become much more established on the platform is a good thing. It's a noble effort. I fully support it. And it seemed worth talking about as the issue of AI plagiarism, or content theft and repurposing, becomes increasingly pervasive on not just YouTube, but all over the internet.
I think with the rise of AI and how popular it is becoming, until it gets like regulated by the government, we're going to be seeing more and more scenarios like this, unfortunately. We're already seeing Activision getting sued by the US government or something like that over the use of AI in their games, like Black Ops 7.
If you want to support me or
so it's already starting to
Gaming,
change.
Links are down below. The GoFundMe, obviously, locals and Patreon, a special VPN deal, etc., etc.
Yeah, okay, so that's the end of the video. So this is a really good video by Upper Echelon. Honestly, go support him. Go check out his video. I'll try to leave a link in the description for him. And yeah, like honestly, this is a really good video. He really went in depth with Inkslasher. Yeah, go support him. Alright, so Inkslasher made a video responding to the allegations. We're gonna take a quick look at it, and I'll basically try to add in some input. And yeah, we'll see what he has to say for himself, I guess.
So apparently I am being sued, and I obviously haven't said anything as of yet because I didn't know what I was allowed to say.
Which is pretty common with lawyers. They'll typically tell you don't talk about anything until the case is over. That's what happened with Dr. Disrespect whenever he was suing Twitch.
The thing, the person that is suing me is a lawyer. So at the end of the video that they put out about suing me...
Yes, but she's not representing herself. She has her own lawyer.
They said this.
If you do see Inkslasher making any comments about this case, please let me know, as anything that he says now can be used in court.
Well, here's the thing. I am not a lawyer, and if I go talk to a lawyer, that lawyer tells me to not say anything. But
yes, this is not like breaking news or anything. Literally any lawyer will tell you not to say anything.
I've been on YouTube for a very long time, and I feel as though you guys deserve to know what is actually going on, because in the video that was put out about me, it is not the...
Now, I'm really interested. I don't want to pause too much, but I'm very interested to see if he's going to address him deleting comments. Because I know he deleted that video, and I'm sure he's going to address that, but I'm wondering if he's going to address deleting the comments.
Full truth whatsoever. And I feel as though you guys deserve to know, and it might get me in trouble in a court of law. But again, I think public perception is everything, and I want you guys to know where I'm coming from on this. So just to give you a little bit of backstory, a couple months ago, I made a video that was the entire timeline of Dying Light. This was before The Beast came out, and when I made this video, I wanted to put out a timeline so that people could watch it before the new game came out. Now, about 60 to 70% of this video is just cutscenes, either me talking over the cutscenes, explaining what's going on, or the cutscenes in and of itself. My video, I believe, was 42 minutes long. So a good portion of it, around 30 minutes, was just cutscenes. But I had some of the video that I still hadn't filled up or been able to find cuts.
But it wasn't just the cutscenes, though. You also stole the gameplay and the script. Like, the script that you had and her script were, like, pretty much one-to-one. With like almost little to no changes.
Scenes or parts from the multiple.
And nobody's arguing that you stole cutscenes, because cutscenes are just like movies, you know. It's kind of like you can't really steal somebody's cutscene, you know, but you can steal their gameplay.
Things. Well, lo and behold, I found a video by someone by the name of EvenBadWolvesGaming on YouTube, and in that video it had some of the blanks that I was missing, and I used some of her footage in my video. I didn't ask for permission, and I didn't give credit, and that is where I was wrong.
That's pretty crazy how you said that you filled in some of the blanks of the video, but when you look back at that video, because keep in mind you can't see the original video anymore. I saw the original video before he deleted it, because I was one of the people that saw it when he uploaded it. It was like around 30 minutes of her gameplay from what I remember seeing. So, and he claims it was like around a 40-some, 50-minute video, so he stole a good chunk of gameplay.
However, that is not the full story whatsoever. Now, if you saw the video on this, she posted it and made it look as though I completely one-to-one ripped off her video scene for scene, and that is absolutely not the case. I had, I think...
It is the case, and not only is it the case, but you also took. Now that I saw that other guy's video, Higher Echelon, I think was his name. You stole content from Gamer's Little Playground too, and that guy's a way bigger YouTuber than she was. So that's a pretty big lie that he's saying right now.
Nearly 500 different cuts within my video, taken from the cutscenes and from the cutscenes that I took from her. Now, here's the part of the story that you don't know. A few weeks ago, my video gets a copyright strike on it. So lo and behold, I've never had a copyright strike on my channel before, but sometimes
I haven't gotten a copyright strike on any of my videos, but I have gotten a bunch of copyright claims from Sony whenever I play God of War. That's why I'm not making too many of those God of War gameplay videos anymore, because the music, whatever company's in charge of the music for those games keeps copyright claiming my videos because of the God of War music.
It gets picked up. So I didn't think of anything, and I refuted it, and I just said, hey, it's under fair use or whatever, and let it go. Didn't even really look at it. A couple days.
You didn't look at the copyright strike notification you got on your video? I don't know about you, man, but if I get a copyright strike, I would like double, triple check to see where it came from, what it's about. I wouldn't just rebut it and say it's fair use without even looking at it.
Later, I get an email from a lawyer saying that I need to take down this video immediately. Now,
yes, because you counterclaimed it. You counterclaimed the video, and now she doesn't have a choice but to sue you. Because if she doesn't sue you, her video is basically she's got 10 days to sue you, and if she doesn't, then the copyright strike goes away, and your video goes back on the algorithm, and she loses viewers and money.
As a YouTuber, I get crazy emails all the time that are not real. So I took a look at it, and
I get crazy emails all the time too, but I'm not a big YouTuber. But anybody that has had an email for more than 5 years at this point will be getting like crazy emails every now and then, because as time goes on, they're gonna find out where your email is, and you'll start getting a bunch of scam emails, promotional stuff like that.
Main thing that it was claiming is that I used gameplay that was not mine. So with just a quick Google search, I looked it up.
Wait. Don't tell me that you used the Google AI to answer this. No way.
And I said, is gameplay copyrighted by the person that records it? And Google AI told me no.
Oh my god. There's no way.
Oh, the people that own the gameplay are actually the developers themselves. Now,
I don't think I have to explain why you shouldn't take legal advice from Google AI. We all know that the AI is wrong like 50% of the time. And for anyone wondering, the answer is yes. Yes, you can. Not no in this case.
Spoke to people since then, and no one seems to have an actual answer what the legal truth of that actually is.
The reason why is because the legal truth is a lot more murkier than it is on the surface, because what you gotta understand is that you gotta take into account the country of origin where the content is from. So this guy is really confusing, but just because something is fair use here in the US where I'm at, right? It's not fair. It may not be fair use in another country, because of the way the legal system is over there. Like Japan, for example. Japan has like a very, I don't want to say draconian, but like they have a very outdated legal system where fair use isn't really a thing over there. That's why when people play some of their games and they get hit with like a copyright strike, they're not getting a copyright strike from Nintendo of America. They're getting hit by Nintendo of Japan, because over there it's legal to do so.
But it doesn't really matter, because what it comes down to is what is moral and what is morally the correct thing to do.
I mean, morality doesn't really matter in law. Like, we can just throw that out the window. All that really matters is whether you were legally right or wrong. Alright, so quick edit here. So he typed in this question, and the AI said no, that using recording gameplay isn't copyright or something like that. And that is his basis as to why he felt it was okay that he did. Now, here's the thing, though. First off, you shouldn't rely on AI to give you legal advice. AI is wrong 50% of the time. And I have actually proven this many times. If you type in the same question over and over and over, sometimes the AI will respond with the opposite answer, because effectively what AI does is it just kind of does like a mini sweep of the internet, and it basically makes its own conclusion for you without knowing if it's the right one or the wrong one. And because every time you're hitting the search bar, you're hitting enter on it, you might get a different response, because it's doing a different type of sweep every time, But that's not the main point I wanted to drive home here. So he argues that this is the answer that it came up with, but within his same answer, all he had to do was scroll down just a little bit, and you will see this, all of this stuff right here. So on its own, just using gameplay footage, right? You can't really copyright that because that's not your gameplay, you know, that's the game itself. However, if you look down here, I believe, let me see. Yeah, here we are. So under this section right here, gameplay footage on its own does not constitute a copyright. However, when it makes alterations, creative contributions, like commentary, editing, whatever, then they can, you know? And so if he had scrolled down just a little bit, he would have seen this. So this kind of contradicts that no, because he didn't even read the whole thing, I'm assuming. He just saw the no and then just went with it. But even if he had scrolled down just a little bit, he would have seen that, and he was like, okay, maybe I should do a little more research, you know? And here's the thing, I'm not taking this completely as true either, you know, just because I saw it here. I would do my own research, and I already know what the answer is, because I've been in the content creation space for a long time, you know? I understand more or less how the legal system works with copyright. So, me using AI, like, I don't understand why people like to use AI as some sort of, like, one-size-fits-all solution. Like, I get that it's easy to use, you know? But AI it can be wrong. Like, that's just straight up how it is. It's flawed. It can't solve all of your problems, and it can give you the wrong answers. I remember there was some sort of court case not too long ago where somebody tried to defend themselves using AI, and it did not go well at all. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, just wanted to make this quick edit, and let's go back to the video.
So I responded to it and I said, hey, I understand that I used a part in this video that does not belong to me. It is someone else's. I'm fine with taking down this video. Could you please just rescind the copyright strike? Then I don't have a copyright on my channel. We can take it right down. That was originally one of the things that the lawyer just wanted me to do.
By the way, I'm pretty sure if you get a copyright strike on your video and you take down the video, the copyright strike doesn't remain. It only remains is if you counterclaim it, and then you lose the copyright dispute. Then it stays on your channel. You can only have 3 copyright strikes. And copyright strikes are not the same thing as community guideline strikes. The way community guideline strikes work is first you get the warning, and then after that you can have up to 3 community guideline strikes before your channel gets terminated. And the warning, that does not go away ever. Once you get that warning, it stays on your record. The community guideline strikes, however, I think those are 6 to 9 months of expiration before they go away. And the copyright strikes don't go away, I'm pretty sure. Those are permanent, all of them. And the community guideline strikes, they do not go hand in hand with the strikes. So if you get 1 copyright strike and you get a community guideline strike, you do not have 2 strikes all of a sudden. They're their own thing.
In the document that they sent me, I agreed to it, but then when the next email came in, they said, no, no, no. So then I responded and I said, hey, I only used a part of this video in my video. I will pay you the entire amount that I made off of this video, and then we can take it down or leave it up depending on what you want me to do. No, they said that wasn't okay either. I guess I don't exactly know what they wanted. So in their video,
well, what they want is they want to take you to court over it, because at this point, from her point of view, I can understand where she's coming from. Basically, she feels like you gave her the runaround, where she emailed you about it. From your defense, you think it's a scam or something. You block the email, then you get the copyright strike, and you counterclaim it because you think it's a bot. So you counterclaim it, and from her point of view, she feels like you're just ignoring her and just giving her the runaround. So she wants to sue you because, well, she feels like she has no other way. And whatever settlement these two have, like in court or out of court, you know, that's between them.
But they said that they want to sue me because they want the system to work correctly. Well, to me, a copyright...
Yeah, she wants to take you to court just to, like, send a message.
...system exists so that the proper people can get paid from the work that has been done. And in this case, even though I didn't take the whole video, I offered to pay every cent I made off of that video to them. Conveniently, that was left out of their video. They never said...
No, but she did put it in the comments after the video.
...that about me whatsoever. But yeah, I offered to do that because I felt like it was the right thing because I made a mistake. But hey, this is the lawyer.
I don't know if that was because that was the right thing to do, more so that you got caught, but whatever.
Maybe the lawyer wanted something else altogether. I don't know. But lo and behold, 10 days goes by, because after you fight back against a copyright strike, there's 10 days where it can be refuted by, I guess, either side. I don't know. Again, I'm not a lawyer. But the 10 days goes by and YouTube puts up my video. So I just assumed that they found that there was nothing wrong with it. I didn't take too much of someone else's video. I don't know. But then a couple days after that video went back up, I received an email directly from EvenBadWolvesGaming in a way telling me that I need to take this video down. And I explained I didn't mean to take anything that was gameplay.
So EvenBadWolvesGaming has already made a response to this. So what ended up happening was, whenever those 10 days, when she got put on the timer to sue him, she did file the paperwork, but I guess there was like a delay or something, so YouTube thinks that she didn't do it, and his video went back up. That's what he's arguing. He's arguing that because the time ran out, he thinks that YouTube told him that you did nothing wrong. And from the proof that she's shown, this is that she was on a delay, you know, and his video's back down because of it. So YouTube is just on a delay, from what I understand.
Whatsoever, and I did, and that is wrong. And even with YouTube putting my video back up, I said I would take down the video, once again offering directly to her this time to pay her for everything that I've made of that video.
If he did take down the video a second time, that is actually smart of him to do so, because I don't know if this is true or not, but I have heard reports where if YouTube accidentally puts up the video before those 10 days are up, YouTube thinks that you're like ban evading, and it'll like give you another strike. So you got to be careful with that. So it's smart that he did that in this situation.
And even though I edited the gameplay that I took of hers, it's still not okay, and I should absolutely know better. But she essentially just said, no, I'm gonna sue you, which I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I guess she can do that, but
I mean, yes, she can. Like it's well within her right to do so, especially given like how much she went through to get to basically copyright strike you and all that sort of stuff. And then you file that counterclaim, so she now feels like she has to sue you.
Personally, to me, I get that people make mistakes and do things that they shouldn't do. And so here's the issue that I have. Number one, in the video that she made on me, she made it look like I ripped off the entire video. I just want you to know that's not the case.
No, you stole like 30 minutes of it. The rest you stole from Gamer's Little Playground. And then there was another YouTuber in it too.
I spent a lot of time editing it, and most of the video was not from her video whatsoever. It was mostly simply cutscenes. Number two,
nobody's arguing that you stole cutscenes.
I tried to make this right away. As soon as I realized I did something wrong, I offered to take down the video, pay for the entire video, not just the sections of theirs that I used. And finally, YouTube didn't take my video down. I took my video down because they asked me to. Yeah,
but YouTube is also bugged, so that video realistically should have stayed down, you know? But it's a good thing that you did take that video down.
They still want to sue me. So I don't know. I tried to make doing something wrong right, but apparently everyone's mad at me. And for those of you who have stuck by me and said, hey man, we're here for you no matter what, I hope everything's...
Everybody's mad at you because you basically stole her content, fired a counterclaim, and then you started blocking comments talking about it.
Good. I hope you learned from whatever you did wrong. Yeah, of course I did. Yeah, I'm always...
The people that are saying that in the comments have absolutely no idea what's going on. Some people think that you stole like 4 minutes of gameplay when that is not the case.
Learning, and I'm always trying to be better because of it. But to me, the reason why systems like this exist is because people make mistakes. People edit their videos and put a song that they maybe don't know is copyrighted, or use an asset that someone else has created. That is why in the past, when say I've created a thumbnail and it turns out it's not an image from in a game, it's one someone created, for example, on DeviantArt, when that person reaches out to me, I always offer to either give them credit for what I used, take it down, or pay them, because their work deserves that. And it's the exact same thing I did here. Now, again, I tried to make it right, but if someone just wants to sue me, you may not know this, but lawsuits literally ruin people's lives. They last years, cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, and for a mistake that's immediately tried to correct itself, I don't feel as though that's the right thing. If you want to fix the system, I don't think you should be going after me. You maybe should be going after YouTube directly themselves.
Yes, the classic excuse. I'm a criminal. I stole something. Don't go after me directly. Go after the economic system that made me poor and made me feel like I had to steal something.
However, in this case, I tried to use the system correctly to get the money and to get the credit to where it is supposed to go.
That's
don't believe me that I did.
That's pretty crazy deflection right there. It's pretty wild to go and say that you shouldn't be going after me. You need to be going after the big guy.
Rip her video one for one because you can't see my video anymore.
Yeah, because you took it down.
Specifically says in her video,
Which I'm not like. Listen, I know that he took it down because he had to, and I get that. But the thing is, though, is that it's really kind of hard to basically prove just how much he took. Because I think only even EvenBadWolvesGaming has that footage now at this point. And they're gonna take that to court. So whatever she has, I guess that's what she has, you know. But yeah, he took way more than what he's letting on.
that I got things wrong in the story, and if I was to steal her video one to one, simply just wouldn't have got those things wrong. So,
Well, the reason you probably got those things wrong in the story is because people are been arguing that you're using AI to write your scripts, and you probably aren't even looking back at the script. So you're just asking ChatGPT to write you a script, and you're just reading it out loud, I guess.
there's just that as well. Also saying that I never played the game. Well, there's a let's play of me playing the game over on Ink TV, so there's that as well. The other thing that really, really bugs me is I told her that I took down the video, and it was 1 day later that she put up her video, making it look like our videos were identical once my video was gone, so people couldn't go to it and see that they were not alike whatsoever. That part really bugged me. But anyway, I'm probably still going to get sued. I'm not a lawyer. She is. If you want to know where I'm coming from on this one, first things first, I should know better than to use someone else's gameplay. I've been doing this for long enough where I should just not do that. I got carried away while I was editing the video, and that's absolutely not okay. So EvenBadWolvesGaming, I apologize to you for that. To my fans, I apologize to you. Again, I should know better. It's absolutely not okay for me to do that. And at the very least, I should either be asking permission or at the very, very least, giving credit.
I mean, see, that's the kind of stuff you should have been doing before you stole the content, asking permission, and like he apologized and stuff like that. And that's up to EvenBadWolvesGaming if she wants to accept this apology or not. That's between them. But he has it on video here. He apologized. Okay, cool, whatever. But the thing is though that this would have been resolved much quicker. I feel like if he had made this video like way sooner instead of just deflecting, ignoring, and deleting comments. Because that's where most of the pushback is coming from.
That's on me. That is my bad. So just to be clear, what happened here is no, I did not take the entire video. I took small bits of it.
That's pretty crazy that you're still saying that you didn't take a huge portion of the video. You're still arguing that it was only like a small part.
And even the bits that I did take, I took and edited. Now,
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I saw the footage. It's 1-to-1.
in something like a movie, I would assume that this would fall under fair use. That's why people can put up movie reviews and things like that using...
No, the reason people can put up movie reviews is because they're using like 8 seconds of footage per clip that they're using. They're not posting the whole movie 1-to-1 like you did.
Clips from the movies. However, apparently in Australia, where she's suing me, apparently fair use doesn't exist.
This goes back to what I was saying about the Japan thing where they have different laws over there. I don't know what the Australian legal copyright laws are, but if what he's saying where fair use isn't really a thing, they probably have their own like convoluted legal system over there. So that's probably true.
On top of that, I didn't ask for permission or let them know, which was where I went wrong. So here's where I want to finish things off, because here's the thing. I could say that I'm sorry all I want, but until I figure out why I did what I did, I can't say that. And for the past...
You can't say that you're sorry because you still can't figure out what you did wrong? Then why did you apologize at the beginning? That makes no sense.
Few days I've been thinking about it, taking a step back, and here's what I figured out. One of the claims that was made in the video about me is that I have done this YouTube for so long that I should know better.
And that is true. You really should know better because like YouTube isn't like a new thing, and neither is copyright laws or anything like that. And look, I get it that copyright laws, they're outdated, they need to reform them, whatever, but they're not new. Like at this point, people should know better, and really you should know better too, because I remember when I was back in high school, I had a class and we went over copyright laws, so I still remember a lot of that stuff.
But I would argue it's actually the opposite. From what I've seen from the very beginning of me doing YouTube and social media, the entire internet is completely the opposite. From the first time I made a video that got over 1 million views, within that first year, it was stolen over 100 times.
This is probably true. I mean, like, the amount of people that will steal content from the big guys, like a lot of smaller YouTubers, TikTokers, whatever, there's a lot. Like, the internet is a big place, you know, so there are obviously a lot of people that will plagiarize your stuff. He's 100% right there. Now, if he feels like their plagiarism is impacting him financially or like his channel in any way whatsoever, he's in the legal right to sue them if he feels like he needs to do that, you know? There's nothing wrong with that in his case. But the thing is that he's choosing not to do so, and then he's complaining that, well, everybody's doing it, so I don't see what the problem is.
Be the script of the exact video, the footage that I used, the formula of the video, or any of it. It was taken. Even the thumbnail has been taken hundreds of times. Now, that doesn't make...
Again, you can pursue them. TikTok has a system where I'm pretty sure you can, like, request a copyright takedown, just like YouTube has, and they're way quicker about it.
What I did okay, but it makes me numb to seeing this. I never sued anyone, I never went after any action, but time and time again, my thought...
Yeah, but you can, though. Like, if you really feel like it's impacting you, you can.
Thumbnails have been stolen, my videos have been stolen. Just go on TikTok nowadays and look...
Hell, you don't even need to sue them. They can just take it. You can just issue a copyright takedown, and most of the time, since these guys are smaller, they will probably just say, okay, I'll take it down. You know, you don't even need to sue them.
Look at your favorite YouTuber. 90% of the videos that you'll find is just someone else posting their videos and potentially even making money off them there. You become numb to it. I've done this for so long that I've seen it time and time again. If you don't believe me about the amount of content that people use that doesn't belong to them, just go to your favorite content creator. Look at the B-roll footage they're using in their video. It may be from another person's gameplay.
Yes, but the B-roll footage that I'm seeing from most people is not one-to-one without any without any changes, you know?
It may be from a movie, a TV show, a meme, or even look at the video.
Movies are way stricter, though, so you can't use that in an argument. Movies, if you use more than like 4 minutes of a footage, I believe that they'll just straight up take down your video, like without even claiming content on it. They won't even issue a copyright claim. They'll just strike your video down. That's why, like, those movie clip channels, I forgot the name of them. I think one of them is called Movie Clips or something. Most of their video clips are like less than 5 minutes long per video, because otherwise they'll just get copyright takedown.
That was made about me. The thumbnail that they used was a thumbnail that I paid someone to make, that they created, that you then used and put a fresh coat of paint on.
Now, this is I'm a little mixed on this. Now, I see what he's saying, but at the same time, that thumbnail is really relevant to what she's talking about, so I don't know. I can't really put my 2 cents on this. I'm a little mixed.
But just because it is everywhere on the internet doesn't mean it's the right thing or the moral thing. And one of my favorite sayings is, be the change you want to see in the world. And with a larger following like this, that is something I absolutely need to do, and I didn't in this situation. And for that, I apologize to EvenBadWolvesGaming.
Why are you apologizing when you just said that you can't apologize for something you don't know you didn't do? That's what I don't get. You've already apologized early on in the video, and then you said that I can't apologize for something I don't know I did.
I'm sorry
now
for
you're
using
apologizing
your B-roll.
again.
I will make sure I never do anything like this again. To my fans, those of you who support me, I apologize to you. I need to be better than that, and I just wanted you guys to know the entire story. I took down the video. I offered to pay for the entire video to the person whose B-roll that I used. Aside from that, there's not much else I can do, aside from making sure I never do this again and be that change that I want to see in the world.
Alright, so that was the end of his video. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to just add my few closing thoughts here. So, he talks about how every time that he uses somebody else's content or thumbnails or whatever, and then they reach out to him, he offers them money and then offers to take down the footage or whatever. The thing is, though, he says he's been doing this repeatedly, you know? He takes down the footage after somebody reaches out to him. You should be asking permission before you upload it, not after, you know? That's like if I take somebody's car and then go on a joyride, right? And then I come back and like, hey man, is it cool that I use your car? You don't ask for permission after, you ask before. And the other thing is that his whole mentality is just kind of like backwards, where it's like, if I see this everywhere, you know, on the internet, so I don't understand what the big deal is. So his whole mentality is, if I can't beat him, join him, you know? I don't know, man. He's got like a backwards mentality. He clearly doesn't understand what he's doing wrong by the looks of it. He apologized twice, but then in between those two apologies, he interjects himself and says, I can't personally apologize for something that I know that I don't understand what I did wrong. That's what he said. So after that, he apologized again, but it's like that apology doesn't even mean anything anymore, because you yourself already said it, that you can't apologize for it. I don't know, but like his comments for the most part, so his comments, his people are still calling him out. they're not buying his response. Now there's obviously a couple glazers that are just telling him, yeah, what you did was right. You know, like they don't understand what the issue is, and I get that'll just happen with any big YouTuber. You know, you got like loyal fan base, so you're always gonna get those group of people that'll just glaze you and won't call you out on your BS no matter what. You know, but for the most part, people are like calling him out, and this goes back to the thing I was saying with Mr. Dalek JD in the past clip that I used. But Mr. Dalek JD, a year ago, I think it was around there. Yeah, he got caught doing the exact same thing that Inkslasher did, where he stole content from a zombies creator that was smaller than him, and he stole the script too, you know? He got called up for it. Now, Mr. Dalek JD, like 2 days after that, immediately made an apology video. He took down the video, and that was it. Like, he didn't counterclaim the video or do anything crazy. And Mr. Dalek JD, I think it's pretty crazy that Mr. Dalek JD faced even bigger backlash than what Inkslasher is facing, because Mr. Dalek JD did admit guilt and fault, and he didn't contest anything, but he's getting a bigger backlash. Now, granted, Mr. Dalek JD has been involved in a couple controversies after that too. Like, there was the whole cheating scandal that he faced, where a couple months later, apparently, so what ended up happening is that after he got caught plagiarizing, people went through his backlog of videos, and they were scrubbing them clean to make sure he wasn't doing anything else sketchy. So what people figured out is that one of his BO1 runs, I think it's like a high round run that he did, where he submitted it to a leaderboard. Apparently he cheated on it, and he was running like a mod menu behind the scenes. And the way people figured that out is apparently the amount of points you get for killing a zombie wasn't adding up. So that's how people figured that out. So Mr. Dalek JD is kind of now seen as a plagiarizer and a cheater, which is pretty insane. And I'm honestly surprised that Inkslasher didn't pay attention to what happened to Mr. Dalek JD, because he keeps saying that, oh, it was accidental plagiarism. I didn't know that what I was doing was wrong. But I don't know, man, if I was accidentally stealing somebody's content and then I see somebody else like getting called for that exact same thing that I'm doing, I would just kind of like change my ways right there, you know? I wouldn't keep doing it. And his whole mentality to it's an accident, I didn't mean to do it, is BS. It's clearly BS though. Like, nobody's buying it, because looking back at the footage that he's comparing and that even Bad Wolves was comparing, you know, it's 1-to-1, and it's not small footage. It's like it's a lot of footage. It's like 30 minutes worth of footage, and he keeps arguing about game cutscenes and the game cutscenes, not the gameplay. Nobody's arguing that he stole cutscenes. We've already been over that. So that's what's going on there. And let's see if there's anything else I need to add. There was something else I wanted to point out. Oh, yeah. I remember now. So he keeps pointing out that people have just, like, offered him money. Or not, sorry, he's offered them money, or he's offered to take down the video himself, you know, whenever people reach out to him. The thing is, though, he's been kind of playing a dangerous game with this, because the people he's been meeting that he's stealing content from, they're nice people, clearly, because they're not like copyright striking him or suing him or anything like that, you know? They're taking the money that he's given them, or if they wanted to take down a video, he's doing it, you know? But he's meeting some nice people. Eventually, he's going to run out of luck, you know? And that's what happened in this case. He ran out of luck. He pushed buttons that somebody wasn't going to let him push, you know? And now he's being sued over it. So it's kind of like the old saying, you know, you play with fire, you get burned in this situation. But honestly, I have no idea what much else is going to get shown here. I had imagined that, well, even EvenBadWolvesGaming said that she was going to post another video to show some more evidence and receipts. So I don't know, I might make another video if she gets around to posting that. But other than that, I can't really see anything else that gets revealed to the public, since now there's a lawsuit going on, and that's going to take some time. But yeah, honestly, I really do hope that EvenBadWolvesGaming gets the justice that she deserves, you know, because stealing content from a smaller YouTuber that's way smaller than you, that's like really devastating, you know, because you put a lot of effort into that one video and then somebody else just stole it. But yeah, go support her channel, go support her video. I'll leave a link to Inkslasher's video, because unlike him, this is actually fair use, so I'm gonna credit him, and I'm not just gonna discredit him, you know. And I'll try to leave a link to the other guy's video, higher Echelon. But yeah, that'll be in the description. That'll probably be on the video itself too. I'll probably edit that. Go subscribe to them. Not Inkslasher though. Don't subscribe to Inkslasher. Also, man, before I go, man, what a wild week it has been. It feels like every content creator has been getting exposed this week. I mean, back in Monday, right? I think we had MK or TW Booty Hunter getting exposed for talking to people in the Smash community. So people are going after him, and then he got in trouble for talking to that one girl in his DMs. And then now Inkslasher's getting exposed, and then 2 days ago, Coach Kazama got exposed for being a fraud and lying about his pro career. Feels like everybody's getting exposed. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.